courtesy of American Museum of Natural History. To the left, the gorilla. Here's the Field Museum of Natural History. And then Rodin's The Bronze Age. So again, and we have the 3 stages on the right, but these bones are incomplete. Top to bottom, the jaw of modern man. Piltdown man. Piltdown man's jaw was actually carved. It was cut. It was fabricated. So again, in the text, and certainly in the minds of students, we have this vision of in-between species. Well, let's see what the facts really are. Here's man's tree of life. According to many of these texts, notes that most of the types so far have become extinct. Well, that's what the textbooks have said. Peking man, never verified. Java ape man, concoction. Heidelberg man, that is Neanderthal. Piltdown man, they still leave him there, but he's been demonstrated as an absolute hoax. On the left, Neanderthal, a little better than the Heidelbergensis. Cro-Magnon, superior. And then we have 3 divisions, Australian, Mongol, and white. Yet we are all of the same human race. There are no divisions. The skulls demonstrate the same concept. And yet we're going to see in a moment how skulls were fabricated. Here is an early painting of supposed Neanderthal man, still creeping much like an ape, and he has some prey at the bottom, so he is ready to go. Now, that's another of my cousins. Now, why did they interpret these bones as being primitive? In a moment, we're going to see that they're absolutely normal. What they actually found in Germany, and hundreds of other skeletons have been discovered since. What they actually discovered were the remains of individuals who lived in caves for a long period of time during the Ice Age. And living in those caves, and if you get out, you're very fortunate, but there's cloud cover almost all the time. You're deprived of vitamin D because of the lack of sunlight. As a result, the bones widen in certain areas. The jaw tends to protrude slightly. Ridges form, especially if your diet is primarily grains and nuts. Ridges actually form, eye ridges, and actual experiments have demonstrated how this occurs. If you're going to live a long life, and some of these Neanderthal remains have been discovered having survived brain surgery. Some of them have been demonstrated to have lived 200 years. Well, now that's not an ape if he's going to live 200 years. Now, so let's get more of the facts. So when you are isolated in caves, you tend to marry your cousin. She's the only person around. I mean, you're very fortunate if your cousin's there. And she has no choice, because look at the club you've got. So you have a limited gene pool. You have a genetic drift that pools, and if you have any abnormalities, they tend to be exaggerated. All right? But let's see if he's fully human. Here again, we have another depiction of Neanderthal, and always brutish. The next slide shows an 1888 reconstruction of Neanderthal by Professor Schaffhausen. Note the ape-like features such as the protruding jaw, but there's no evidence whatsoever that his jaw protruded like that. There's a tendency to protrude slightly if you live a long time, if your bones are deprived of vitamin D, and if you chew hard substances.